I've been tinkering with incubators for about 50 years, and I think I know what I'm talking about. For the past 10 years or so, I've been using these thermostats made from an adapted Vellerman kit, and I think they can't be beaten. The hysteresis sensitivity is just right, and I have used them to hatch all sorts of difficult birds, turkeys, pheasants, guinea fowl, and all sorts of other things, completely and utterly successfully. There may be cheaper and easier alternatives on the market, but I'm so confident in these that I'm going to continue to use them. All you need to do is replace 4 of the resistors with 4 resistors of different values, and the trimmer that comes with the kit for one of a different value. The values I'll give you, of course. I did start to get clever at one time and use a more expensive trimmer, but actually you do not need to keep resetting them, and I found that the cheaper trimmers are better because they're less liable to get accidentally altered. Now, a word of advice: before you start soldering, do clean the circuit board. Bit of rubbing alcohol, just give it a good old clean, and then you follow the instructions, but you leave out the trimmer and resistors 4, 5, 6 and 7. If you want to be a real clever clogs, you can also replace the relay that comes with the kit with a solid state relay like this one. I've never used one before, but people keep telling me that I shouldn't rely on the relay that comes with the kit. I've had no problems for the past 10 years, so please yourselves. There, that's the first 3 resistors in. Number 4 is one to change. So here we are. Number 4 is changed for a 4K7 1% resistor. They cost pennies. There, now that's all the resistors fitted. I'm just going to put the capacitors and the diodes on, and then we'll have another look at it. Then we're just going to solder in the IC socket. Bit of a fiddle, this little one. Then we need to check that we haven't accidentally bridged any of the terminals that weren't supposed to be bridged. And I have. A word of warning, it's very easy to bridge some of these terminals. Some are supposed to be bridged and some aren't, so do be careful. The LED, which tells you when the unit is switched on, you may wish to put somewhere else. Put it remotely with a couple of wires. Up to you. When you come to fit the trimmer, you have to get a little bit inventive, because the terminals may not suit the holes, because the trimmer is smaller than the original. So if you just take a couple of links of fuse wire down and solder them on the back, all is good. Now then, you can use the supplied relay and solder it in like that, or you can put some links in to take to the solid state relay, which is what I'm going to do now. There, so that's the thing done. We power the thing off one of these things, and I'm sure we've all got dozens of those lying around. They are polarity sensitive, so you need the positive into there, the negative into there. This is the heat sensor, which you wire and put in an appropriate place in your incubator. I've wired the LED in remotely, just so you can see how it can be done, and I've put links in where the relay would be, which come out of that block there and go into the positive and negative terminals of the solid state relay if you choose to use one. The common, of course, becomes obsolete. So I'm just soldering the sensor onto the end of the remote wires and covering the bare parts with a bit of heat shrink, because little baby chicks do love to jump up and peck at anything that's there. So it's a good idea not to use red or green wire, which are the colours that really attract the baby birds. Here we are all wired up. The white wires go to the heat sensor. The middle two black wires go to the 12 volt transformer. The one with a grey trace in it is normally the positive, and the black and red wires go to the solid state relay. As you can see, everything's on at the moment because the heat sensor is cold. If I hold it up to the bulb for a few moments, the thing will click out. Takes a while from cold to heat the sensor up. There, it's off. Now I've blown it, it comes back on. Just perfect. The live side of the heating element is wired into this end of the relay. One good thing about using a remote relay is that all the live components can be in a separate box to the adjustable part of the thermostat, which has to be a good safe idea,